Hey, it's Heidi McGuirk from Heidi Rain Coaching. Welcome home. If you're new to my videos, I help people in dysfunctional relationships fix their dysfunctional relationships so they can have the lives they truly desire and deserve. And dysfunctional relationships can take on many forms, right? It doesn't have to just be our intimate relationships. It could be mother-child. It can be husband and wife. It could be father-daughter. It can be all these different types of dynamics. But if you're in a dysfunctional relationship, especially the one type that I'm going to talk about today, you know it because you're laying at night, awake at night, full of stress, full of anxiety, full of overwhelm, just wondering what you can do to help get your loved one better, to help save your loved one, to help fix this disaster that they're in. You know what I'm talking about, right? The only thing that makes you lose your common sense is addiction. When you have a loved one that is wrestling with addiction, you literally lose your mind. There might be lots of advice out there or not that much. The truth is, there's help for people who have addiction issues, right? You can't turn the corner without a treatment center, right, being offered. What you don't find is help for you. That you're left with all the feelings of overwhelm, anxiety, depression, feeling used, abused, feeling, what you're trying to do, your help being rejected and not listened to. And listen, that can drive you over the deep end. It's my intention to provide you, equip you with the tools and the strategies, the to-dos, the actual to-dos and not to-dos, so that you know how to go into this warrioring without weapons and actually armor up and understand how to be in this thing. Because the reality is you want to make a difference, right? You want to help your loved one, and that's why you're here. You're the fixer, you're the hero, you run to the rescue, but everything is not working and you're racking your brain figuring out what to do next. I'm going to help you today. I'm going to tell you exactly what to do and how to move forward. And how do I know? Well, because not only have I overcome my own issues and challenges and my own family dynamic of having grown up with an alcoholic father, but I also was a teacher and created the family program at one of the world's leading drug and alcohol treatment centers, where I taught thousands of people day in and day out, number one, how to create a life worth being sober for, and number two, how to navigate this disease of addiction so that you have the tools you need. Years later, families come back still thanking me. Oh my gosh, my family's back on track. You gave us the tools that we needed and the strategies so that we are equipped. Thank God. So that's my intention with you. All right. If you want more information and you want to reach out and you want to go deeper, go to lovecoachheidi.com and send me a private message, and I can talk about how to get inside with your family dynamic and help you really make immediate change, the change you want now today. All right, so let's get in. This is, I like to get in and get out. I like to give you the information that you need quickly so that you can digest it and apply it right away. And I've created this decide method after the 7 years that I spent inside the walls of a treatment center with thousands of clients day in, day out, helping them get better and their families heal as well. So the D. Now, some of this stuff might sound counterintuitive. You might think, yeah, I've heard that before, but I promise you haven't heard it in the way that I'm going to teach you. This is a new way to look at things, a different way. A lot of the time we go to a lot of the clients that I serve and help, the families, the traditional methods don't line up with them, right? God bless some of the groups and things that are out there, but the families that I serve want answers now. They're smart people. They don't have a lot of time. They want to get to the root and they want to make the biggest change immediately. And also, they're not ones to just give up, right? Some of the advice is, in fact, it's going to be the first D, but it's not what you think. Let's talk about it. It's detach. Now, before you get the wrong idea, let me clarify. I don't mean detach from your loved one. I know that you're not going to do that. Thank God you're not, because you can make a difference. You can make a change in the life of your loved one, but you have to know how to be in it with them in order to be as successful as possible. So I don't want you to detach from them. No, I want you to give all the love that you give. Now, I know it's killing you to do that. And you're feeling like your love is being taken advantage of, and you're feeling like you keep giving and they keep taking. So I'm going to give you a new way to give and to protect yourself, right? From keep signing up for the insanity over and over again. But I don't want you to pull your love out. I don't want you to give up hope. we know, you and I, that the last thing you're going to do is give up hope, right? Never. You love your loved one and you're close. There have been times where you're like, oh God, I'm losing my hope. I'm losing, but I'm here to tell you it's a new day, right? I'm going to give you some hope today. I want you to detach from thinking it's supposed to go a certain way. What I've learned in the 7 years that I've been in treatment is that there are many, many roads to Rome, and most people are like a combination lock, right? They come into treatment, and the first time they go in, it's like they get a number. We expect as family for them to go in and just get it, right? Just go get your head around it, get your head on straight, and come out, and it'll all be fixed, right? But they're not a car. And sometimes they're not going to the garage and getting a tune-up and coming out and running perfectly, right? It's going to be a little bit different than you think it's going to be. So the first thing is sometimes they need multiple tries and multiple numbers on the lock, repeated until that thing opens up for them, until the code is cracked and they can be their best selves. We get tired of that though. We think it's supposed to be like you just go into treatment, then you go into meetings and then you're better, right? Or you just go to treatment and you're better. We have to learn to detach from the way that we think it's supposed to be. Maybe you also know somebody who got better a certain way, and so you're imposing that way on your loved one. They need to do this and they need to do that. I can tell you, 7 years of working inside of a drug and alcohol treatment center, there are many ways to get better. Some are more holistic. Some people are going to do that path where they go in the meditation and the spiritual journey that way. And some people are a path of exercise. They're going to pour their heart and soul into their fitness. Some people are going to use AA. Some people are going to use SMART. Some people are going to use their own types of recovery methods. And sometimes I'm saying these things to you and it might sound foreign, right? Like, oh, there's all these other different ideas, but there are so many different ways to get better. Just like if you had a bunch of weight to lose, right? And you wanted to lose 100 pounds and people said, oh, honey, you got to do the Atkins. That's the only way, right? But maybe you don't like meat. You're a vegetarian, so you're going to be a vegan plant eater and you're going to do it your other way. There are as many ways to get fit and healthy as there are to recover. So we need to detach from how we think it's supposed to look. The other thing with detachment is people, when they get better, are not who you think they're going to be. I had a dad one time in the family program that was like, oh, thank God my boy's better. I'll tell you what, thank God, because he's lazy, and as soon as he gets sober, he's going to get a job and get out there and do something with himself. And I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to tell you right now, he got sober and he was still lazy as hell. Still lazy, still wasn't working. His dad thought it was the drugs, but turned out that was the drugs were medicating so he didn't have to hear it, right? So that he could tune out and not feel bad about not living up to the expectations and things that just weren't desires that weren't in his own heart. People that are on drugs and alcohol are medicating something underneath of that, right? Lots of us and lots of people who wrestle with addiction are medicating anxiety, depression, anger, resentment, trauma, rage, lack of fulfillment. That's really at the root of it, and we can talk about that in another video. But here's the deal. You might think, well, they should have everything. They should have it all together. This should be a no-brainer for them. They have a family. They have this or that. Detach from how you think this is supposed to go down. The best thing you can do is you get the support and help you need through me, right? Sign up, right, for coaching, join our family program, or message me to find out more details. But ultimately, detach from the way that they get better, the way that they're supposed to get better. And you can offer ideas of what you think and have heard, but you detach from how it actually happens, and detach from how it looks when they're better. 9 times out of 10, somebody gets sober. I had one woman in the family program raised her hand one time and said, I've got to tell you, I kind of liked him better drunk. Now I know some of you are like, no way. I can't stand my loved one when they're under the influence. But this woman got a sober husband and he didn't quite behave the way she thought he would. Here he was, like, quiet, reserved, isolated, anxious, withdrawn. And she thought she was just, the drugs were the problem. When people get sober, you see the real problems come to the surface that they were medicating in the first place. So the D is detach from how you think this is supposed to go down and how you think it's supposed to look. All right. Send me a message at lovecoachheidi.com. We can talk about more about how to detach, not from your love, but from your opinions and ideas of how this is supposed to go. And look out for video number 2, where we're going to go over the E in our decide method. Have a blessed and beautiful day. I look forward to helping you and your family take excellent care of yourself. See you soon. Bye.